So it's just a portion of it, but this is the bush camp in a bag. So let me see if I cannot zoom in or out in this mode. It says here, I'll hold it like that. How about that? So you can see here, I got my coffee pot hanging here. I got my Tremel system here with my bush pot on it. I just hung a pack reel off to the side with an extra S hook here. I can adjust this line as well. So this is just on there with 4 half hitches basically. So I can undo it and lower it down if I want to, or even still easier, let's give you a shot of that. I can just lower this down to one of the other pegs there into the fire, okay? The tripod that I put together here, I just lashed and frapped it. So what I did was I went around it, tied a timber hitch, which is just basically wrap your line around. I'll show it in another video. Wrap your line around it and twist that tag in through that loop 5 to 6 times, 3 to 6 times really, but I do about 6 times, and then just pull it tight and then wrap around 3 times. Use a toggle, pull that really tight, wrap around all 3 sticks with the toggle 3 more times, pull it tight, and then you're going to frap in between the sticks 3 times each. There you go, 1, 2, 3, and between the first 2 sticks, pull it tight, come around, 1, 2, 3, and between the second set of sticks, pull it tight, and then tie it off with a clove hitch. And you have a very, very sturdy, it can hold my body weight tripod. This is a small one. I didn't need it too big because it's just a base camp. It's just a small little base camp. I think what I'm going to do is take my phone off of here and show you the rest. So the 10 by 10 Defender tarp's set up. So I just tied off on the tree with a piece of paracord, did a ratchet knot in the back, and put my excess up here into this loop, just left it lay. Over here we have a Prusik loop made of, let me get my hand behind it, number 36 bank line with a toggle. So I ran this loop through the loop on the tarp and put a toggle through it, okay? And here's what the toggles look like. I just carved them out of sticks. All right, you can get fancy or not. I don't do every loop. You can if you want to. I come up to the middle loop, did the same thing. Just put that on there, and I actually tied this one off because I didn't have time to make a toggle. And then finally, one more with a toggle. All right, if you look underneath, there's a lot of room. I'll show you in just a second how much room this really is. It's hard to see on camera. In the back, I staked down everything except for the middle loop, basically. Two stakes, 1, 2, and then 3, 4. So you can do the middle one too if you want to. I just didn't feel like messing with another stake. On the back, what I did was just take a long branch, and if you got a straighter one, it works better actually. A long branch through the 3 loops on the back of the tarp, tied it off with a piece of bank line to a tree over there, and that was it. And that raises the top, the back of it here, okay? Let's take a look inside, all right? So like I said, these are fairly roomy underneath. Now I tied this off the way I did, so I got room to get all the way in the back here. I'll show you how far back I am. I can get all the way back in here, right? And I'm not a very tall guy, I'm about 5'10", and I got plenty of cover here, right? Now, I can use these trash bag liners, the 6mm trash bag liners, as cover just to lay on. Basically what I would do, if I really needed to battle convection, I would fill these with leaves or put a wool blanket over top of them. But that's going to keep me dry, right? So I put 2 of these down. There's only one here now. I'd put 2 of these down. You can fill them with leaves to make it more cushiony if you want to. Put a sleeping pad on top of it. But, you know, a wool blanket, sleeping pad, that type of thing. Something to go over top of it to keep the coldness from taking your body heat away. Keep all of my, let me see if I can turn this right. Keep all of my little bit of gear right under the tarp. It's not going to get wet. It's going to be fine. I'm in a nice soft piece of ground. It's not muddy, but it's nice and soft. That'll be good. And you see my other shelter, my sit shelter. That's not a sleeping shelter over there. That's just for sitting around the fire. But right outside this one, there's my tripod. Not the camera one, the cooking tripod, right? So I'm in pretty good shape here. The wind basically blows down that way. Actually, I'm sorry, through this way. So I got good cover right here. The fire is perfect distance away. So from me, it's going to be about 8 feet away. This is a general base camp. This is what I would do on a typical day. The only thing different I might do if I want to be up off the ground, if it's raining or anything like that, is bring a hammock. That's the only difference. But that's only going to add maybe a pound to my pack, right? So what I'd like for you guys to try to do and show me, you doing it, share your videos with me in the comments below. Make a 1 bag to 2 bag base camp. Notice I have my small H2O bag, right? And I have my pot bag, and my tarp and everything was within those 2 bags, right? So what I'm going to do in future videos of this base camp in a bag, I'm actually going to show how to lash these knots. I'm going to show you how to tie your ridge line. I'm going to show you how to stake everything down. I'm going to walk you through it step by step. For right now, I just wanted to get my camp up. I didn't have time to do all the filming today. But in future videos, I'm going to show you how to do each one of those step by step. So we're doing 3 different series now, really. We're done with the fire challenge series. The next series is, well, we have the Whittle Me This videos. Those are just chit chat videos. These are the bush camping, or like base camp in a bag, right? Then we have the Bushcraft Gardening, simple, easy Bushcraft Gardening series. We are going to revisit the Building a Honey Camp series because I'm not done with that yet. It's just not hunting season right now, so I kind of take a break from it. And we're also going to be doing more of the backyard bushcraft, where we're going to be making our own packs and tools, because I want to bring that oilcloth tarp out and show you guys different things you can do with that stuff and make our own pack frames and those types of things. But I'm planning on another kind of series, a body of work that I've been writing and working on lately, and that's nighttime bug out camp. Now I'm not big on the whole bugging out, bugging in type stuff. My thing is be prepared for both, right? But what I want to do is something I never see is people actually showing their nighttime bug. What if you had to grab your pack and go on foot, right? What would that be like for a rural to wooded environment? It could be a suburban environment too. Urban environment, you know, if anything's going down, we're flooding and all those other things, get away from the city. That's just like a bunch of canals. Get out of there, right? But I want to show you guys how I would go about in the dark, in the middle of the night, if it was just me. I'm not going to show you my family doing it or anything like that. But if it was just me, what it would be like to go out in the middle of the night bugging out. And basically wonder what kind of camp I'm going to bring with me. What do you think? Right? Why wouldn't I? It just makes sense. This is the perfect base camp. Is there any improvements that can be made on this? Well, it depends on time of year. Could this be made into a super shelter? Yes. Clear piece of plastic, right? 6 mil plastic for the front and around the sides, right? We're going to be building a raised cot because I want to be able to sit in here as well as sleep in here. I don't want to just be laying on the ground or sitting. I don't do well with my back and my knees sitting on the ground, so I want to put a raised cot. I'm going to do it different than you've probably been seeing lately. People using the 2 tripods with the 2 sticks with the canvas wrapped around it or whatever. We're going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to actually make legs for the cot. I want it to be semi-permanent. So we're going to put a cot in here. We might even put a little place to store things, and who knows, right? You're like, why would you leave your good tarp out here? It'll last. It'll be fine. Right? I come out here every day. If I need it, I'll take it down and take it with me. But in the meantime, we want to flesh these areas in the camp out so we can show different types of activities that we do around the camp. This summer, I'm going to be doing a lot of woodcraft with the kids. It's going to be here. We're going to be doing a lot of that here. I was going to go to the Pathfinder Gathering, but I just don't have time. I really don't. I don't have time to go. So we're going to do all of our staging and all of our projects here. And it's going to be things like camp cookery. We're going to have a whole series on that. So I'm hoping that you guys are subscribed and you hit the bell notification down below, because I'm going to be releasing these videos like rapid fire here now. I have a busy winter when I'm writing and everything and hunting. It doesn't give me a whole big opportunity to produce a lot of videos, but this time of year, my writing slows down and I got a lot of time to spend doing stuff like this, and the kids will be home, so I'll be wanting to do more of it. But let me turn this around so you can get a good shot of this camp real quick. All right, so here's the camp that Lee and I built last year. Not the prettiest thing in the world, but you know what? It works. It stays dry under there all the time. Somebody needs to get out here and do some weeding. It's a good place to sit. It's far enough away from the fire and the smoke doesn't come back into it. Then we had our cooking ring. That's for more of, you know, when there's more people around and you're cooking bigger meals and things like that. This is a typical permanent base camp, right? This over here is a mobile base camp, right? I can tear this down within a matter of minutes and be on my way. Small footprint, I could take it down and by the time I'm done, nobody would even know I was there, right? Plus, really good shelter, low to the ground, plenty of space under there, right? So 100 square foot of space, or yeah, 100 square feet of space basically under there, under 10 by 10. And then the cooking area. So I just got to build my fire area here, which this is simple. You don't have to build a blazing fire here. You can build just a small little fire off the ground, right? So we got two different types here. We have mobile base camp, right? Then we have, and I'm going to try to do this without the sun in the shot, we have permanent base camp, right? Now this base camp over here, could we use this as a sleeping shelter? Sure. Let's get these weeds out of here, right? Maybe block up the sides a bit, which I'm planning on doing anyway, okay? And then get the chairs out of here. And we have a sleeping quarter, right? So what we want is, we want to practice all these different types of camps. Now you may say, well, Bob, I don't have land like you do. Well, you can go out in the public woods and set up a mobile base camp like this, and if anybody has a problem with it, say, sorry officer, I didn't realize I wasn't allowed to do this. I'll take it down right now. It comes down in a few minutes, no problem, right? Trust me, I've been there. But this type of setup is great, and there's my mode of transportation in the woods sometimes in the summertime, my John Deere. But you have a lot of different options here. I mean, you can have a lot of fun with this. And I'm sorry, but I don't know anybody that can't carry 2 bags worth of stuff, go out in the woods and have a little fun. So now imagine you got the bushcraft gardening, the backyard bushcraft projects, you got the honey camp, base camp, right? The fire challenge videos showed us so much stuff. If you haven't seen that stuff, go back through those playlists and take a look. So far, I think we've really cracked a nut here on giving you a lot of instruction on just going and having some fun out in the woods, like David Preston over at our Really Big Monkey 1 says all the time, get out there and have fun, right? And that's what this is to me. Now, if I go back into cut here a little bit, I want to try a little bit of stealth camping. That's a little stealth, not quite though. It's pretty noticeable. I'm thinking stealth camping as in like back in the cut, like back in the brush, right? So maybe in a couple days we'll do another base camp that's more of a stealth camp, something that can't be seen by anybody and that's pretty low footprint, and that we'd use basically gas cookers and things like that with it. We wouldn't be using a fire or anything, right? But have fun with it, folks. I hope you enjoy these videos. I really do enjoy making them, and I'll see you next time. Take care.